car feels pretty good. Hey guys, welcome to Red 50. Thank you for tuning into another video. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. So in today's video, we're going to be installing the air filter on our Mustang. If you've kept up with the recent videos, you probably know we did go ahead with the Canon air filter that has been sitting in the garage for a little while. But the weather is finally nice and we're going to go ahead and install the air filter. This is a specific air filter. We went ahead. It's the Canon Performance air filter. And for our Mustang, it's going to be 5029, 33-5029. That's going to be the one for the Mustang. Honestly, it's very popular for the Gen 3 Coyote owners to leave the stock filter in and do a drop-in air filter. This Canon air filter will do exactly that. I did think about going with the colder intake, and I feel like the colder intakes have always been a controversial topic in terms of whether do they help with the horsepower or not. And honestly, in most cases, you may see like a 3 to 5 horsepower gain, which you may be able to tell on a dyno, but not when you're driving the car. And given how much that they cost, around $350 for a JLT intake, I decided to skip on it and go with just the air filter. And honestly, based on my extensive research, a lot of Gen 3 Coyote owners kind of sort by just keeping a stock air box and just doing a drop-in filter because the stock air box is pretty much like a colder intake from the factory. The thing about it is, if you are going with a drop-in filter, whether it's a Canon, the one I'm choosing, or a different one, you do not have to get a tune right away. The tune is not required for these, as opposed to if you were going for the colder intakes, you would have to get a tune. And honestly, that's where the most of the gain is in the tune. So this is basically a maintenance item, so to speak. It will help the car breathe a little bit better throttle response, but don't expect too much power out of it. So this is what the air filter looks like. We're going to go ahead and take it out of its packaging. So this one is oil, so Canon air filter that is oiled. We're going ahead and installing it on the Mustang. In terms of the installation, it should be pretty simple. It's just a couple clips and taking the stock air filter out and putting the new one in. I'm not really expecting any power gains, but I will be doing a drive right after that just to make sure everything is fine and see if I do notice anything. Canon does claim horsepower gains, but I'm a little skeptical for that. Alright, so we've got the hood open up, and as you can see, the car is stock right now, the stock air intake or air box right here. So we're not going to be messing with it and replacing it with a colder intake. We're just going to swap it out with the existing filter that's underneath here with the brand new Canon air filter. In order to open this up, you've got two tabs right here, as you can see. So these are going to need to be unlatched from here, and if you can tell from here, there's a tab here and here, so you're going to basically pull towards you, so pulling towards the front of the car and lifting this to get access to your stock air filter so you can replace it with the aftermarket air filter of your choice. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and untab. As you can see, it's very easy to pull it out. Same goes for this one. You're going to just pull it just gently. Just don't apply too much pressure because these are plastic. You don't want it to be broken. And then this one, it's gonna slide off. So you're gonna lift the air intake a little bit and pull it towards you. All right, so now that those two tabs are pretty much undone, we're gonna go ahead and lift it and pull it. All right, it's finally unlatched. Let me show you how the old air filter looks like. Okay, so this is our old nasty air filter. So we're gonna be basically taking it off, as you can see right over there. You can take it off from there. See, you just literally pull it. That's it. That's the old air filter of the stock Mustang GT. I've had this for 38,000 miles. Just look how dirty it is. It's nasty. So we're going to be going ahead and replacing with a Canon air filter now. I'm going to set this aside here. And to install it, basically, it's going to be a simple plug and play. So we're going to just set it in that spot right there. Alright, so we've got the Canon air filter right here. We're going to be dropping it in. Let me actually show you quickly how they look. So this is the stock one, and that's the Canon air filter. You can see it's got the same shape and everything, so it's literally going to drop into its place. So let's go ahead and get started with the installation for this air filter. Alright, so we've got our air filter, and let's go ahead and install it. We're going to lift this up, put it in its place, and shift it right in. There we go. And just make sure as you install it, just kind of push it a little bit so it's not sticking up, and you want to check all corners before you put everything back in. So I'm just going to do one last check. This looks pretty good. that side. Yep, the filter looks good, so we're gonna pop this back up. And then you want to secure with those two tabs we talked about. So you're going to just, now this time you're going to push it towards the interior of the car. Just like that, just make sure it's secure. And then these are going to be these two tabs we're going to put back in. Alright, and we finally got our air filter installed on the Mustang. Alright, so now that the air filter is finally installed, I'm going to go ahead and hop in the car, take it for a quick drive just to make sure everything is good. There's no idling issue or while driving I'm experiencing anything. I'm not expecting any power gain, so, but, you know, nonetheless, let's get on the road and try the new Canon air filter on the Mustang. So we're gonna go ahead for a quick drive just to test out the air intake. The idle seems fine. I'm gonna let it idle a little bit just to make sure there is no misfires or anything like that. Once the idle kind of cools down, I'm gonna go ahead and drive it and test it out. Honestly, the car feels pretty good. Honestly, everything is the same. I don't notice any performance gain, obviously, because it's not tuned. It wasn't supposed to give any performance gain, but everything is working fine. I'm gonna go ahead and drive a little bit around and check it out. But so far, the car seems to be driving fine with just the air filter. No tune or anything like that. So even though the box claimed that you're gonna pick up some horsepower, and I'm sure there's people in the forum saying that they felt the horsepower was a little bit more, I think just a placebo effect. The car feels same as it did before, because again, this is not, as in the end, it's just an air filter without a tune, so you can accommodate, you know, larger air inflow. So it's pretty much like driving a stock Mustang GT with a better air filter. So if your car is stock and you're just looking to do something, air filter will be one of them. But even if you're not looking for performance and you are at, I believe it's 30,000 miles for the air filter. So if you haven't changed it, I recommend changing it just because it's going to keep your engine running healthy, and that's important if you intend to own the car for a long period of time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment below if you have done an air filter on your Mustang, which one you went ahead with. And of course, subscribe to Red 50 for more videos.